theorem. The remainder theorem is fairly easy to use. We could just plug in the 0 that we get from the first answer and see if that ends up giving me 0. It doesn't? Now, one of the nice things about this, about your calculator,
it actually does give you 0.
It does?
Yeah.
The fourth one, make sure. I thought it was
Silly.
notice that every x value I'm using parentheses. Okay? So clearly not 0.
Nah, if you do the divide thing, you gotta divide
You should
it.
try to see.
Okay, now, what's the next one? What's the 0 that I get from this? 4. So I can go back up into my answer and change those to 4s.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. No, you don't listen to me. See,
This did not give me 0.
See.
So you're saying -4? Now the only
Oh,
thing,
I did it wrong.
I have to use the insert feature on this in order to stick the negative in there without having to retype everything. Insert is right above the delete key.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, trying to teach you. Second insert. 0, yay. So,
preacher too.
David, I'll get you
Yes.
$1 million to take my final exam tomorrow.
I think you would
Yeah.
do it.
no,
Why
could retire.
why don't you just pay him to give you an A in the class instead of taking
Hey.
your final?
that would be awesome. All right, next
I'll
question.
tell my
But
dad.
Staley, do the math. If he gave you $1 million,
I understand I need to continue
you can retire.
because you need to be ready for this final.
He has kids.
Give the equation of the circle whose center is at 0, 0, radius is 12. Well, if your center is at 0, 0, then that's fairly easy. So all I need to do is take the 12 and do what to it? Square it.
You know, I would know this if I actually did the e-learning, but I never did.
Yes. Question 9.
You don't have to worry about the final.
Now,
Lisa, what's e-learning?
stay with me. What in the world are we going to do here with x when you see that the center is now full? So it'll be -4
Plus
and
6.
+6 equals
10. Or 25.
25.
Wait, 25? Why is it 25?
Because it's r squared,
Because it's not
radius squared.
I remember somebody said.
Question 10.
12 is a weird number.
Start by multiplying it times itself. Okay? d squared minus 2bd minus 2bd plus 4b squared. So that would be d squared minus 4bd plus 4b squared. Remember, we've only done it times itself, so there's another, we got to do it again. So just using a larger box. You obviously don't need to use boxes if you don't want to. It just kind of organizes your information, that's all. Let's see here. 8b squared d, and then minus 8b cubed. So I have d cubed. How many of these bd squareds do I have?
2.
3.
Okay, I see minus 4bd squared and minus 2bd squared. Minus 4 and minus 2. -6 bd squared. And how many b squared d's? Well, I see 4 there and 8 more there, so that's more than 2. 12. And then lastly, minus 8b cubed.
Doesn't matter the order of variables.
No, not really. No, it doesn't. But remember, what kind of test are you taking? Multiple choice.
You know, might as well have multiple choice test. You have to really know what to do when you pass it. Wait, go back.
Going back.
Color, your glasses working today?
What does it say plus 12b? Yeah.
12b squared d.
Yeah, Carl, why don't you sit up here?
Yeah, you're blind. You're technically blind.
Hey. Enough.
That was entirely just trying to help you out.
Your version of help is not helpful. But if that is a problem, you probably should.
Yeah, might as well.
Get it checked out.
Okay. Next on my list. 31. State the end behavior of the polynomial. You must focus your attention on the leading term. The leading term. Start off by looking at the coefficient of that leading term. What does that tell you about the right end behavior?
It goes up or down.
It goes down. The right end behavior goes down
Wait, it
because
goes down 'cause it's
the
negative,
leading coefficient is negative. The even degree tells me that the left is the same as the right. Use the change of base formula to evaluate log base 5 of 16. Okay, so obviously you get to pick which base we're going to use. What base would you like?
10.
10 would be a good choice. So we want log of the argument over what?
Log 5.
Log of the old base.
It's 5, right?
Okay, that is true. It is 5.
Can't you just divide that up?
And yes, you can divide that out to get your...
You get 2.3.
What is the answer? You got a machine?
1.723.
What is it, Jake?
So 1.36?
Yep.
Wait, 31 or 32?
32. Is this what we got, folks?
32, yes, I got that.
You got 1.36, Mr. Banks?
I got 1.72.
So then tell me what's wrong.
You didn't use your parentheses right.
Mr. Thatcher, say it louder.
You didn't use the parentheses right.
Oh my goodness, I didn't use the parentheses right. Second insert parenthesis.
Hey,
Yep.
wait, hey, how do you do that to where it doesn't...
Okay, I said just a few moments ago, you got the insert feature. That INS, that does not stand for immigration. Okay. Stands for insert. You know.
It just keeps deleting things.
Okay. No INS fans out there?
You
Okay.
did second call.
I get it. I'm not a fan.
Okay. 1.723.
1.723 is what I got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that could.
No lies?
You know, you're probably going to have that other choice in there for the multiple choice people. Okay, 36 was next on the list. Graph the circle. What's the center of this particular circle?
Okay, I was just kidding. I wrote this one.
0, and
you all
then
go to 4 or something?
up 4, to the left 4, to the right 4. Now, those squares are not squares, are they?
No, they are triangles.
Ah.
Ooh, man. How do you get in the door?
Well, hey, when you split them
Okay,
in half, they
now,
are triangles.
they are not squares, they're rectangles, therefore my circle looks like what?
An oval.
Oh, do not say the word
Ellipse.
oval.
A rectangle.
An ellipse.
An ellipse.
Eclipse, man. Where's the moon and the sun in this whole thing?
They're right in line with each other.
Oh, okay. I know.
What an
it.
eclipse is, Staley.
Oh, my goodness.
Ha!
Hey, is this a perk question?
No, Mr. Staley.
Is this a PERT question?
No, it's not.
Nope, it's a generic y equals ab to the x question.
Mr. Staley, you shouldn't do this, though. You did this on the video notes.
Well, then maybe they should watch it.
Watch the notes, kids.
So increasing by 9% means my growth factor should be what?
0.09. 0.9.
0.09.
.09.
Okay, 0.09 is going to be painful because the quail population will be losing 91% of the population every year.
1.09.
Okay, it does have to be larger than 1, folks, if you want it to go up. I mean, if it were decreasing, I know it's not, but if it were decreasing by 9%,
Negative 1.09. Come on.
this would not be a negative value.
Wouldn't this be .09?
It's just whatever you want below 1.
.09.
Okay, folks, 0.09,
That's 9%.
that's a 91% loss. Okay? Unless we have a lot of quail dying. I mean a lot.
Why are you hungry?
So it should be .009.
This can't be a negative number, folks. Everything is based on the number 1. If it's going above, then you're adding. If it's going below, then you're subtracting. So what number would represent
81.
0.91?
Oh, 91. What am I thinking?
0.91 is a 9% loss.
91.1?
You're keeping 91% of the population in this case. Obviously, we're in this situation where we're gaining 9%, so the growth factor 1.09. What's the starting amount?
325.
Okay. All right, so that's write an exponential function, and there it is.
So that's the answer.
Nope.
Or you could check the answer.
Hey, is there an answer to this?
There it is.
Carl, Mr. Say, Carl would never keep thinking that he loses it.
Carl doesn't look at my huge team.
I did pass one out. Did you not get one?
What day was it?
Where do you get them?
Yeah, was he in ISS when you passed it?
I don't know.
Oh, I never got that now.
Okay.
I'll
You
get
you want to hear in a
Did you
minute?
check my huge campus?
I checked my huge campus 3 times.
My media.
I would have to give it to you, so give me a second and I will try to get one for you.
My media.
Shh. Hey, enough. Okay, exponential growth or decay? What do you think?
That is what we call
Decay.
Growth.
The question is why?
Because the growth factor, which is 3, is larger than 1.
Good job.
Thank you. How about that y-intercept? Anybody know the y-intercept?
1.
That's true. The value of the number that's sitting in front of the 3 is a 1. So it will cross right there. Now, so if you were being asked to graph this, and what kind of test are we taking? Multiple choice. You would be looking for something that had a y-intercept of 1, and it looked like exponential growth. Okay? Would this be a good choice?
No.
No.
Why wouldn't it?
Because it crosses the axis.
It crosses the asymptote, folks. That's terrible, man. We can't have
It's
that.
supposed to be the ones where it gets really captured.
Right.
Turtles.
It has to get close to, but never cross.
It can't touch though, can it?
Smith. Yeah, that's all over the internet.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Mr. Staley, you should say the last 9 minutes of class for Carl's Ball's Life video.
Okay.
Hey, it's not just Carl's. Me, Nick Pajiba, Mitch, Jake, Carl.
It's like the home class.
No, you're not in it.
What was the then?
All right, I need to continue, folks.
Continue.
Yeah.
Can this be simplified?
Yes, it can.
All right, so what does this simplify to?
That's negative 15.
This would be negative 15, right?
I did that one.
Are these two like radicals that you could add together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's what, 3?
That's true. 4 take away 1 is 3, radical 3.
Minus 15. That's simplified.
And you can't go any farther with that because they're not like terms.
How do you negative 15?
Still, it doesn't matter if they're in different order.
Isn't the square root of 25 equal to 5
Yeah.
times negative 3?
Oh, and then, okay, then you just move that over.
Okay? What kind of test are you taking?
Multiple choice.
Okay, so if you see that it says 3 radical 3 minus 15, that'd be the right one.
Wait, it might not be?
No, that'd be it.
We should take a true-false.
That's called the commutative property of addition.
So that's why it doesn't matter which order it's in.
Yeah,
Good idea.
that'd be...
We should just have a choice test, not multiple choice.
Exactly.
Just one.
So you can answer it or not answer it?
Yeah. There we go.
Hopefully everyone.
I like those tests that have like,
Okay, right now in your notes, I need to see how you change that to log form. Show me how you change that to log form.
Which one is this?
Right there on the paper, I want to see how you change this to log form.
Oh, come check mine out, Mr. Study, I'm already done.
Okay, I will.
Show me how you change it.
looks humongous, man. Aren't you supposed to write little? Why, thank you. Whoa, I mean, I know we had like two, just like, jumped off the page.
Long 114, that's what I'm feeling.
Tell her.
Why is it over the log of 2?
What you got, sir? What's the base? Eventually, so what was it before? Was that a 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, stay with
I can
me.
agree with that.
Why would it fine log? It becomes this. Becomes log
How'd you
144.
get these up?
No?
So much.
Log
base
base
2.
It was Carl.
114.
That's my
And then you change it to this.
Oh, we got this from Carl, so Carl. Carl will be going home and eating a property.
I love dinner.
It's almost there.
This morning I ate 4 bowls of frosted flakes. Dude, I had 4.
People do.
10,000.
Hey, Michael, come outside and play, man.
Carry.
She asked me for that. And she said, I'll be out. You're just as dumb still.
Can I set him up here?
What's wrong, Kelly?
Log base 2 of 114 equals 5x. Focus. Change it to its... You need this to be a usable form. Right now, it's not in a usable form.
So that's be log 10. I mean log 114. Log 10 is 114.
Or something.
But the base is still gonna be 10 though, right?
Over log of 2.
Yep,
Equals 5x.
that's true.
Oh.
Anything can be over 1. Right, so whatever this number is, what are you going to do, Mr. Flores? Divide by 5. That's an excellent choice. Because it's also a proportion, so you can think about it in terms of cross multiplication. Oh, yes, yes, cross multiplication. That just, I guess.
Wait, how do you multiply that?
Already.
The log 114 equals 5x log of 2, right?
I think it's a...
Yeah, that's what.
So 1.3666?
Yeah.
Nearest 10,000? Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. Yep. What?
So,
No, I don't.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay. No, I need to focus. Yes, I did hear that, yes. Okay, let's keep going.
We keep doing the same questions. You already did this, Mr. State.
So why don't people pay attention to me?
They're ignorant.
Like, I have other questions that are more important than
This one I don't know how to do. I don't know what...
Okay, so the growth factor on a half-life question should not be a question for anybody. Why do you keep talking when I'm...
What? I'm getting mad because like, I have other questions, and you already went over this.
Okay, I've got them all circled, and I'll continue. All right, now, what is your denominator of that? 45? The half-life is 45 days. That's true.
In front of it, you have 41.
41 is the initial amount.
There's your answer.
Find how much radioactive material remains after 5 days.
You do
So-
5 over 45. And you get your answer.
I'm not sure there's a real need to slow
So
down.
why is it 5.5? I mean, I know you have 5 days, but
Why is it 0.5? Because half-life, dude. A half-life.
We're talking about when it becomes half of what it was before. Okay.
So, but it's always gonna have 0.5?
Always.
Well, hey, you remember 0.5?
Plus it was in the notes.
Wait, Mr. Staley,
Yes, sir?
is it 5 over 45 because it remains after 5 days?
Okay, enough. Hold on. What's the question?
The X turns into a 5. Is that because it, like...
5 days.
That's because that's what they said. They told me, they asked me for how much it would be after 5 days.
Thank you. Wow, oh, I got that one.
Question 54, write an equation of a parabola with vertex at the origin
There we go. Fire.
and a directrix at y equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which way is this thing going to open? Down. Because it has to go away from the directrix. The directrix is always outside. The focus is always inside.
That's easy.
So, Mr. Staley,
What's the...
we get extra credit if we turn this in all the way done.
That's what I have talked to you about.
Okay, cool.
C equals what?
MC.
5.
It's right here, 5. From the directrix to the vertex, or from the vertex to the focus, is 5 units. Now, which is it going to be? Y equals something times x squared, or x equals something times y squared?
I want to say...
It has to be the first one because it opens down.
That opens it.
Okay, so it's, this one opens left and right. This one opens up and down. All right, now, 5 squared? No.
Where do you get that?
5x squared.
Oh.
We know the absolute value of A is equal to 1 over 4 times C. Therefore, A is either going to be 1 over 20 or negative 1 over 20. One of those two. The picture tells you which one.
Negative 1 over 20.
That's true. Question 59. Well, then it should be easy, shouldn't it? You need to factor your denominators and then ask yourself, what is this denominator missing that the first one has? W minus 4.
But it's a plus 4, isn't it?
Well, it already had a W plus 4. It was missing the other one. And now I can distribute this, giving myself 6W minus 24 plus 3 in the top. Does that simplify? What does that numerator simplify to? 6W minus 21. The denominator will stay the same. Question 61. Write an equation of a parabola with vertex at the origin. There's a roll of Kleenex over there if you need one.
I'll get rid of the center.
Okay. And focus at 2, 0. Which way does this open?
To the left?
The focus is inside the parabola. Yes. What's the value of C?
2.
2 units. Is this going to be y equals something x squared? It's going to be x equals something y squared.
And you're going to do this.
The absolute value of A is equal to 1 over 4 times 2, so that's either going to be 1/8 or negative 1/8. Which one?
It's 1/8. I think it's going to be 1/8.
Positive 1/8 according to the picture, since it opens to the right.
There's only going to be 50 questions, right?
Yes. Certain people make me angry.
Hey, can we solve 60 real quick?
Nope.
That means there were
What?
60? 60 I would subtract 8 to start with, giving myself 2 to the 3x equals 12.
Teacher,
Carl, be quiet.
Yes, you have to. Step out into the hall when you do that.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm deaf too.
What?
Log 12 over log 2 equals 3x. I'm thinking you can handle it from there.
Oh, I don't have a calculator.
That's what...
The truck in the car.
Oh, okay, yes. That would be a good place to keep it.
It's a quiet place.
Thank you.
Is this a single logarithm so that I can change it to its exponential form? Question 64. Sure it is. So, what's the base?
10.
What's the exponent?
2 equal to 3x plus 10.
Good. Alright, so then it's just a matter of subtracting 10 and dividing by 3.
You get 10.
Where'd I get 10?
You mean 100, right?
Well, that's 100 minus 10. What's 100 minus 10? 90.
So 90 equals 3x, so x equals what?
How did I get 10? What do you mean, for the base? Or for this number right here?
You're killing
Go
me.
down.
The base?
Is base 10.
It's base 10. It says so right there. Remember a common logarithm when you don't see the base? It's 10? Okay.
No, Jake, you're talking about where you're doing the minus. I know you're talking about the log base.
No.
No. He's saying he just didn't realize that was a base 10.
I got it.
I am the teacher.
Okay? Suppose you drop a tennis ball from a height of 9 feet. So we're starting off with a height of 9 feet. After the ball hits the floor, it rebounds to 85%. Okay, so it's only coming up to a height of 85% of what it was before. How high will the ball rebound after its third bounce? Okay, so
We did that the first time.
we're looking for that.
Minus
So we start with 9, and when we multiply by 0.85, what do we end up with?
Times 0.85.
The first height, which was 7.65. After the first bounce is what I meant, Mr. DeWitt.
Well, I was right.
You were right. The first height was 9, okay? After the first bounce was 7.65. You could, because there's not very many terms here, you could just continue using the recursive idea where you keep multiplying by 0.85, right? Times 0.85. So after the second bounce, it's there, okay? And if we would do it one more time, it would be 5.53.
So basically, it decreases by 2. Roughly, yes.
We could have found the the geometric series formula. This was from way back, but it also goes along with your y equals ab to the x, right? How many, what did we start out with, Mr. DeWitt? 9. Okay. And what growth factor should we have here? 0.85, that's the multiplier. And how many bounces? 3. Right? So we could have used that idea as well.
Oh, why don't we just do that? Let's do it.
You could. Personally, not real sure that doing this, right, 9, and then I hit times 0.85 with the answer. Alright, so this would be my first bounce, second bounce, third bounce. And the only thing I did, folks, was hit the equal button 3 times. I know. That is not a whole lot of work, folks.
sorcery.
Yes, some people do feel like it is magic.
David boy.
I got the man.
No, you
I've
don't.
had that song stuck in my head. and
Identify the center and the intercepts.
now it's stuck in my head.
What's the center of this? Okay, so the center is at 0, 0. Okay. What are the x-intercepts?
6
The
and 4.
x-intercepts.
X-intercepts.
4 and negative 4.
4 and negative 4. What about y-intercepts?
5 and negative, 6 and negative 6.
7 and negative.
3,
No way.
8 negative 8.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh.
Come on, Patrick.
Identify the domain and range. How about domain?
Well, it's not infinite.
Domain x.
Thank you, sir.
What I said.
I'm going to get my friend.
And then the same thing.
So these should both be 4 and negative 4? Oh, 7 and negative 7. Okay.
I'm going to be sweating my like on people's food and they're going to eat it.
That is the